If you really want to understand the lives of women in the Kumaon Mountains of India, you have to do more than just look. You have to listen. Because hidden in their songs, carried on the mountain winds, is this entire world of joy, hardship, and survival. So let's listen a little closer and explore that world together.
Just think about that line for a second. What does it tell you? It's not just a lyric, right? It's a fragment of a story, a mystery. It hints at some kind of tragedy, a secret being kept, a truth that can only be spoken through a melody. This is the world we're diving into, a world where songs aren't just for entertainment, they're the real story.
You see, these folk songs, they're like a living, breathing archive. We can forget about written histories for a moment. This is history as it's actually lived, day by day, breath by breath. And it's sung by the women who are at the very heart of the community.
So what are we actually talking about here? Well, this isn't some kind of performance art. This is an oral tradition where the raw material is life itself. All that physical labor, the social dynamics, the very act of living, it all gets transformed into poetry and song, passed down from one generation to the next.
Now here's what's so fascinating. Their music is completely inseparable from their work. The relentless physical labor isn't just a backdrop for the music. It is the music. The rhythm of their daily chores literally becomes the rhythm of their songs.
And this really breaks down that direct connection. I mean, just think about it. Every single task has its own genre of song. The act of cutting grass for livestock, that becomes a gasari song. You're walking a treacherous mountain path, a ghat. Well, that's made lighter by its own specific melody. Even the collective effort of sowing seeds has its own unique soundtrack. The work and the song, they're really one and the same.
It's all just raw material. A simple conversation, a heated argument, the daily struggle against that harsh landscape. All of it gets woven into a verse. Their entire world is the source code for their art. But this art isn't just about documenting daily life. It's also about surviving it.
Because, life isn't just about work. In a deeply patriarchal society, where women's voices are so often silenced, these songs become the only socially acceptable place to express pain, grief, and even anger. They become a vessel for the things that can't be spoken.
This is it from a song of Vidai, which is a bride's farewell. It captures that universal, absolutely heart-wrenching moment of leaving one life behind for another, a world of familiar love for a totally unknown future. You can just feel the sorrow and the fear in those few words.
And the reality of that new life, well, it can be brutal. This lyric is just a devastatingly direct account of domestic violence. It's a cry for help to a mother who's now miles away, a confession of a pain so deep that it leads to total desperation. It's a truth that could never, ever be spoken aloud, but it can be sung.
And these songs, they give voice to the absolute darkest of experiences. Here, the crushing burden of the dowry system is transformed into this haunting, terrible imagery of fire. This isn't just a metaphor, it's a song of protest, a song of despair. It's a raw look at the forces that can push a woman to the absolute edge.
But amidst all of this social oppression, there is a source of solace. And it's not another person. It's the natural world itself. There's this incredible contrast between the judgment of the human world and the freedom found in the mountains.
Just try to imagine being in a world that constantly demands your labor, your obedience, and your silence. A world where your innermost feelings have absolutely no safe harbor.
And this, right here, is the key insight. The source material puts it so perfectly. Nature becomes their mirror. The trees, the rivers, the birds, they don't judge. They just listen. They become these trusted confidants to whom these women can finally pour out their hearts. This is such a powerful example of that. A young bride, probably feeling trapped and completely alone, doesn't speak to a person. She speaks to a tree, and she calls it sister. She shares her deepest fears and questions with this bimal tree, personifying it, turning it into this silent, steadfast friend who can hold all of her secrets. So what we have here isn't just a collection of songs. It's a legacy. It's a form of cultural survival, and it's a quiet but incredibly determined form of resistance against being erased and being silenced.
When you really put it all together, you see the true weight of this tradition. This is so much more than just music. It's a historical record where there are no written words. It's sharp social commentary whispered in a melody. And, fundamentally, it's an act of emotional survival, a collective expression of just incredible strength.
This beautiful metaphor just says it all, doesn't it? From immense pressure and hardship, something of incredible value and beauty is created. These songs are like pearls. But it's also a fragile legacy,
As life changes, this oral tradition is fading, and with it, this entire library of human experience is at risk.
Those songs are still echoing through the valleys and peaks. They carry the weight of generations. They tell us what it means to work, to love, to suffer, and to endure. The real question, the one that this leaves me with, is, are we really taking the time to listen?